Hello everybody, pleased to meet you. I'm from, as Rachel said, I'm from Citizens Advice South Somerset. We're trying to drop the word bureau, but it really doesn't matter if people do continue to use the word. It doesn't matter at all, and it is still mentioned in various paperworks that are dotted around everywhere. So anyway, that's the story behind that. Today what I'd like to do is show you our Citizens Advice public website, a national public website, so anybody can access it, use the information that's there, rely on hyperlinks that are there. So a lot of hyperlinks to the government website, for example, and other websites like Turn to Us. They're all very reliable, trusted websites. Okay, so I'll just admit that person. So I'm going to show that to you now, and then we can sort of walk around it, if you like, as we are on the screen here. And I can show you where various benefit guidance is and information about various benefits are. Okay, so should we do that now? So I'll screen share the public website. Okay. It's there, I think. Should be Must be this one. Just trying to find it. There we go, it's that one. So can everybody see that? I hope they can. So this is the front page of our public website. To access the public website, you put into any search bar or Google search bar citizensadvice.org.uk. Okay, and when your computer first sees that website address, or you get onto it for the first time with that computer, sometimes the computer wants to know whether you're in England, Wales, Scotland or Ireland. The big blue bar comes across the front screen. It asks you where you are, and you just click on the right part of the country that you live in. That's so that all the rules apply correctly, you see, for each bit of information you're gathering, trying to look for. So that's the first thing. Then a computer should see what you see now. You know, you should be able to view this. This is our front page, and the blue bar across the top, as you'll see, word benefits, work, debt and money, consumer, housing, family, and so on. They're all the areas of help and support and information that we can provide. If people need further information and guidance and actual advice, it's probably better to contact Citizens Advice and, you know, make an appointment or get some advice there and then over the phone, or you can web chat in or email in as well. So anyway, this is the front page. But we want to, I was going to show you benefits, particularly disability living allowance, which is now for children, as most of you are aware probably. So I've already clicked on that heading there, benefits, and then you would scroll down until you find it's sick or disabled people and carers, and the smaller heading that mentions disability living allowance for children. Now, every single page that you come to on our website, please make sure you scroll to the bottom to find everything that's there, if you haven't found what you're looking for already. But you know, that's what I mean really, but because some pages are longer than others. Okay, anyway, we'll click on the disability living allowance for children, and I can show you roughly what's there. Why it's not doing that. Here we are. So the bigger blue heading across the top, disability living allowance for children, and then it describes all the different parts of the process that you would be going through. So first of all, there's a heading, check if you can get DLA for your child. That's the first step. And then how much you might get for your child, and then how to claim. So let's click on how to claim, for example. Okay, so it does mention eligibility as well, and what that criteria is. For example, it says here, as you can see, person might need more care, attention or supervision than a child of the same age who doesn't have a disability or health condition, or has difficulty walking or getting around outdoors in unfamiliar places, or it could be both, of course, or other things too. And it shows you how to get an application form either by phone or other means, but usually phone is the better way, because with most benefit forms, because when you've made your call and they will arrange to send a form to you, that's usually when the claim starts. And so if you become eligible, you meet the criteria, you are awarded, or the child is awarded, then it should be backdated to the date you made the initial claim. Okay, and there's you scroll further down, as I am now, there's a heading there, keep a diary. So it recommends keep a diary. So, you know, the child's actions throughout a typical week or perhaps longer. So it helps you fill out the form because you'll have the information, the sorts of difficulties that the person may be encountering and so on. And you can print that out, as it says there, or you can just have a look at what it looks like and perhaps write one out. It's fairly simple, I think. And then there's advice on filling in the DLA form, which is really quite good, to be honest. So let's click on that and have a look at that. Guidance about how to answer the questions. That's the information you want to give for filling in the form. Okay, I'm just looking for that now. Certainly is with personal dependent payments, for example, of working age, would be filling out one of those nowadays rather than disability living allowance. Guidance on there for the questions on the form. There should be here too, I'd imagine. And there's even here, it says here, there's also a guide to claiming DLA for children with autism or learning disabilities. That's really helpful too, specific guidance for that. Let's have a little look at that. Disability allowance. Yeah, so that's another bit of extra information. I'm going to go back to where we were. It recommends here, according to our site, that you get a professional to fill in question 29 of the Disability Living Allowance form. I haven't filled out one of these forms at all before, so I wouldn't know about the ins and outs of that. But, you know, if you see information like that, then please follow it. Before we send the form, next steps. There should be, I would have thought, guidance on the questions as to how to see that one. Oh, here we are. Oh, gone back there now. Guide for filling in the DLA form. Let's have a look at that. So there we are. There is a guidance that I'm looking at now. I'm hoping that people can see this as well. So I clicked on the hyperlink and it took me to this, and there's actually lots of really lovely help and guidance about the kinds of information that the form needs. So that's really good. It's DLA_guide.pdf. That's what it comes under. But go to our website, click on the hyperlink, and it takes you straight to it. So I'll come out of there. So that, and then does it say, as I said before, it does say here clearly, get a professional to fill in question 29. In addition to the remainder of the form that you would be filling in, or help from us, perhaps, you know. Anyway, I'm going to go back now to the original part of the website because I'm point out the link to Disability Living Allowance and also, you know, personal dependent payment for adults of working age, for example. Once somebody gets a benefit like that, those two in particular, then somebody who's caring for that person can apply for carer's allowance usually. And of course there is criteria around that as well. And I'm just trying to find how to get to that. So go back to Disability Living Allowance for Children. Main headings. We've already looked at help with filling in the DLA form for your child. We've looked at that. And there's also another heading here, extra benefits and help you can get on DLA. There's all of this. And go back. Extra benefits. So I'm going to click on extra benefits and help you can get while on DLA. I'm pretty sure this is where carer's allowance is mentioned. Also mentions, although on my way scrolling down looking for what I really want to find, come across a heading called higher payments of benefits you already get. So it just mentions you can get higher payments of the following benefits if you get DLA for your child. things like child tax credits, housing benefit and universal credit as well. And the fact that you'll also be exempt from the benefit cap. Hopefully most of you heard of that, but if not, you know, we can talk about that later, which limits the amount of benefit payments a household can get. Right, here we are. Next heading after that one is check if you can get carer's allowance. So it just mentions here, carer's allowance is a benefit for people who look after someone with a disability or health condition. You'll have a good chance of getting carer's allowance if all of the following apply. There's 3 points here. One is you earn less than £128 a week. Bullet 2 is you get the middle or higher rate of the care component of DLA. That's the person that you would be caring for or are caring for. And you spend at least 35 hours a week total caring for your child. Of course, that means day and night together, or if it's just day, you know, and so on. So 35 hours a week, I should think most people do tot up hours of that level. And then we can click on the hyperlink to the government site that takes you to carer's allowance and how to apply for that. Really straightforward. It even tells you the amount you'd get per week if you met the criteria and were awarded, and it's £67.60 a week currently. The person must get certain benefits before you can apply for carer's allowance that we've already discovered for ourselves, and DLA for children is one of them. Attendance allowance another, personal dependence payments is another, and others that are listed here. Child disability payment, the middle or highest care rate. And if we go back to the front page again of our website, we can do that. Let's have a look. Right, there it is. So, you know, if anybody's interested in gaining information and help, if you know, just general information really, or bits of advice actually as well, it's all on here under the correct headings. Consumer is an interesting one, for example. That covers just so many things. Like it says here, I'm going to scroll down and show you. Buying or repairing a car, something's gone wrong with a purchase, holidays and transport, insurance, you've changed your mind about something that you've bought or, you know, contractually arranged somewhere, like a gym membership. Post, anything linked to post, phone, internet or TV, and there's home improvements, get more help, and energy. So energy supplies, because that's a big E at the moment for all of us. It's just so much information on this website. I don't know where to start or begin or end really. Anyway, so those are all the areas of help you can get for yourselves. And I just want to mention, if anybody wanted to phone in for some initial advice and they live in Somerset, we have got a free phone number. It's called Citizens Advice, Somerset Advice Line. I'll make sure that Rachel gets this number to disseminate to all your, you know, the group members. But anyway, it's 0808 278 7842. If they can't help you with advice there and then, usually if it takes more than, say, half an hour roughly, they would need to refer you to a different advisor who has been allocated more time to give to people that might need help with, say, a form to be filled out or this sort of thing. Or if somebody's got mental health conditions or cancer related issues or older age issues, things like this, we've got in our team anyway various teams that specialise in those areas, and we've even got a team for help with debts, who are highly qualified people actually that do an awful lot of great work with people that have got into problems with money management and some debts that have evolved. So yes, that's how that works. I was going to share a film with you. We've got some films on our Citizens Advice South Somerset website. That's our local office website, and I'm going to try and find that now. I can't play any of the films because when we tested it out the other day, there was no sound, so that's no good either. So I'm going to make sure Rachel receives the link to the videos, and then she can disseminate that to everybody. So I'm just going to put in South Somerset Citizens Advice. that. And I should find that really quickly. That one there. So can anybody, I hope everybody can see that. That's the front page of our local office, South Somerset Citizens Advice website. Okay, and it's got some headings at the top there, as the main national one had, but they're very different headings, of course. We can press on how can we help, and right hand side you'll see quick advice links. So you can email in advice, and if we click on the email advice, for example, because some people like using email and it's quick and easy for them, it just goes straight into our consent form that you'd quickly fill out. It's not too onerous, I don't think. It's just to get consent so that somebody can speak to you, phone you back, and then you can, at the bottom there, you can type in quickly the area of help or advice or information you need, and then you will get a response within, I think it's 3 days, something like that, but it does tell you when you filled out the form the sort of length of time you should get a response, expect to get a response. And we've got our advice line there on that icon, telephone handset icon. I think this is where that number is repeated, actually, or should be. Anyway, let's see, don't know why that's. Yeah, you probably have to click on these. The actual icon, maybe again. I don't know. Oh, here we are. Yes, I clicked on the icon, perhaps not enough or hard enough or something. So you can request that you call us or that you get a call back. And there's that option there. And I think there's a web chat option as well. We go further down. There used to be, perhaps there isn't at the moment. Anyway, there's various ways, as you can see, of getting hold of us. I have found in the past with clients that I've worked with, they have told me they found phoning in really easy and quick, and you know they know it's great because they get somebody on the other end straight away. Even if they can't be helped there and then, they'll be told that, and they know that the next steps are X, Y, or Z, and it's really quite reassuring. Anyway, I've got the, as